Welcome back to the French Alps. It's a cold, chilly day. We've just got the fog clearing this morning. I'm at the summit of the Col de Cou, which is on the 2023 Etape du Tour course, and we're taking a close look at the Chablais section of the 2023 route. So it's the day after I rode the Chablais climbs of the 2023 Etape, and the legs are definitely feeling it this morning. I started riding in Moises, which is where the Col de Saxel really starts, but when you look at this first 20 kilometres of the event, I think you should really take the start from Annemasse to the summit of the Col de Saxel as your warm-up, because there's nothing too steep. There's also some flat sections and a couple of non-technical descents. I had intended to film the whole of the Saxel descent, however, this is the view that greeted me on the north side of the col, where the fog had cleared on the south side. The Saxel is a non-technical descent and shouldn't cause any issues. On the flat section between the bottom of the Saxel and the start of the Col de Cou, there are some traffic calming measures which will cause a squeeze in any big peloton. Turning right onto the Col de Cou and boom, this is where the attack really starts. This first ramp I saw 11% on my Garmin, however after 700 metres or so it does ease slightly. These signs with the red line through means that you're at the extremity of the village that you've just passed through. The gradient on the Col de Cou is fairly consistent with a steeper section in the middle. The further up the Col de Cou you get, it's usually a great view across Lake Geneva, however not today with the fog. Out onto the main road from Thonon-les-Bains and Evian, and the gradient eases. This is the view of the sea of fog across Lake Geneva, and you can see the weather can change quickly from one side of the col to another. After a short descent, you turn onto the Col de Moises, I think it's pronounced M-O-I-S-E-S. This is a short climb to the summit. The col doesn't even feature on the attack profile. I'll upload a full video of this descent later in the year. Out onto the main road, and a little bit further down you swing right onto the approach of the Col de Feu. So this is the start of the Col de Feu. Water fountain here. This will be eau potable and will be running most likely on the day. There's another water fountain here on the right, eau potable. No problem with drinking that, drink it all the time. That's in the little village of Morzine, right at the foot of the Col de Feu. The Col de Feu starts off pretty tame, however once you're 200 or 300 metres past the 5 kilometre to go board, the road suddenly ramps up, and this next section, the gradient is really inconsistent. 1 minute it's 10%, next minute it's 6%. With a kilometre to go to the summit, the gradient eases over the top of the climb, and it's a steep technical descent which we will have another look at down to the village of Lulan. On the left in the village, there's another drinkable water bassin. These shots are from Google Earth, so it's behind the La Poste van. After Lulan, it's another 3 kilometres of non-technical descent to join the Col de Jambaz. Then it's 6.5 kilometres to the summit. It's a fairly easy climb, steady around 3%, ramping up to 6% in places. Over the top of the Jambaz, and it's a long 13 kilometre descent to Saint-Jouard. On this descent it's not technical, however after Mesurvet it does start to get more twisty with a steep ramp down into the village of Saint-Jouard. The severity of the route really starts when you reach the bottom of the Col de la Ramaz. Hence it goes without saying that you should not underestimate the Chablais section. That's it for now. We'll see you next time on Cycling in the French Alps.